Hi, everybody. I am Debbie Belaus with Feel Good Qigong, and I want to talk to you today about the inner smile. I was introduced to the inner smile practice probably in the 70s. There was this woman named Lilia Folons. She was a yoga instructor at the time, and she was the first yoga teacher to be on television. I think she was with PBS at the time, and she taught yoga online years ago, and she was wonderful. And she introduced me to, she would talk about the inner smile. And then when I started learning about yoga, as I got older, that inner smile practice kept coming up. And then when I started to learn about Qigong and Tai Chi, the inner smile came up again. So it wasn't just something that was made up, that Lillian made up, but it's a very ancient practice from the Eastern different practices like yoga, Qigong, and Tai Chi. So I'm going to explain what the inner smile is, how to do it, and the benefits of it. So the benefits of it is, I mean, just think about when you smile, it just, usually if something puts a smile on your face, it means you're feeling probably pretty joyful. And the idea is that I consider it actually a pose. So it's similar to in yoga at the end, if you've ever taken yoga at the end of a yoga class, we usually do this, it's called Savasana. And it's a practice of deep relaxation after your physical practice. And they consider it a posture. And it's a posture of really doing nothing, but just simply being in the moment, relaxing. It's usually guided, and you go into a very deep state of rest. So I kind of consider inner smile similar to Shavasana because it brings us to a state of tranquility and a state of joy. And after feeling a state of joy and tranquility, puts your body into a rest and digest system, the parasympathetic nervous system, where the body can heal. And that's what a lot of these practices are about. Like we move our bodies certain ways to open them up, to circulate, to activate, stimulate the body. But then there has to be some room there also to feel a sense of tranquility, because in that tranquility is where the body heals. And we always want to think of ourselves as always in a mode of healing, especially when you're getting older, because those building blocks aren't as free as they are when you're much younger. So the inner smile can be used, I consider it as a posture that you can do anywhere at any time, especially now that we're wearing masks all the time during this time of COVID. Nobody has to even see you doing it, because underneath this mask is the smile. And you can see in somebody's eyes if they're smiling or if they're frowning. We tend, as human beings, especially as we start using our thinking minds a lot, thinking too much, being stressed out a lot, we do this kind of thing. I've done it so much that I have like lines here now, deeper lines happening, because we're always kind of in that state of focusing. And actually the focusing, is good on certain things, but if you're always in that state of focusing and strain, the viewpoint just becomes very narrow. But once you open up the eyes and open up the smile, it just opens up your brain, your energy to think wider and bigger. And it adds a tranquility piece to it too. So the beauty of this is also physically, we have what's called a vagus nerve. And I've talked about the vagus nerve a lot. It is your largest cranial nerve, and it starts at the base of your head, but your occipital bone. And it's called the wandering nerve because it wanders. It wanders over through the jaw. And this is where I've learned more detail about what the inner smile actually physically does. It wanders into the jaw, and then it travels down your neck, the sides of the neck, down your larynx. It wanders all the way through your organs, and it ends at the stomach. So that's why they call it the wandering nerve, because it wanders. And it's attached to your parasympathetic nervous system. And when you cultivate the vagus nerve, when you stimulate the vagus nerve, it switches on your rest and digest system. Now, it can also switch up. If you're overly stressed out, sometimes the vagus nerve will cut off and you can actually pass out. And I know this has happened to several people that I know. All of a sudden they just passed out, and they contributed to being so stressed out that your body's kind of telling you, okay, I need to shut down because I don't want to take this nervousness any further. And you can almost pass out from that. So it can kind of go both ways. But if we keep to stimulate the nervous system, it'll help to keep that rest and digest system at a calmer level. So the whole idea about these practices, like I said before, is to get the system to feel calm, because in that calmness, we can see broader, we can feel more peace, we can feel more joy, and we can also have a lot more energy. Nervous energy can zap us. You know, we crash at the end of the day because you've been so nerved out, you're kind of running on your adrenals. Your adrenaline is just pumped up. It's giving you that like, but actually it's playing a lot of havoc on your system when you have nervous energy. But calm energy is the energy that can last a lot longer. So the inner smile, let's get back to the inner smile. So since we have that vagus nerve that runs along the jawline, and we tend to grip a lot in the face, we're cutting off all of that rest and digest system from the jaw. But as soon as you smile, you're activating that jaw, you're activating that vagus nerve to start to switch on. And you want to think when you're smiling that the right side of, when you're smiling, the right side of the mouth is lifting up towards the right ear. The left corner of your smile is going towards the left ear. So you have this energy kind of moving out and towards either side of your head. The same thing with the eyes. So when you think of your eyes, think of, so my right eye is looking towards my right and my left eye is looking towards my left. And maybe close your eyes and kind of do that. That might be a little bit more comfortable to do that. And then that just starts to broaden that frown line that we get from, worrying, being too intense all the time. You're cutting off your third eye too by doing that, if you're familiar with that. And then you have this broadening of the eyes, and you have this broadening, lifting up, and everything's kind of lifting up. So let's just give this a try. Let's do this with, it's up to you if you want to start with closed eyes or keep your eyes open, but find a comfortable position seated, and just simply lift the corners of the mouth up into that inner smile, and thinking of the right side, the corner of the right side of the mouth moving towards the right earlobe, and on the left corner of that smile moving towards the left earlobe. And then your eyes start to soften, the eyes, and the right side of your eye is moving towards the right, and the left eye is moving towards the left side of your head. And feeling this broadening, this softening in this inner smile. Now think of something that maybe brings some joy to you. Like what image, maybe a moment in your life that brings some joy. And it could be simply maybe looking at a sunrise or sunset. And as you're doing this inner smile, bring that memory, bring that vision into this inner smile, and just sit here for a few moments as we do this, as we do that inner smile, lifting the corners of the mouth up, softening the eyes, broadening the forehead, and taking this idea of joy as it comes in and flushes into your body. And just notice how that feels for you. And then if you'd like, you can slowly open your eyes. You could still keep your smile going. And did it do anything for you? Did you notice any sensation or switch up? So once you understand the principle of doing the inner smile, try to do it as often as you can. It's kind of like a little snippet of heaven, a little snippet of joy in your day. And even if you're not feeling joyful, still do it, because your body will naturally go, oh, I'm going into the joy factor. As soon as you lift the corners of your mouth up, it triggers that vagus nerve. It softens the eyes, and all of a sudden you're in this joy moment. And so you can use it whenever you feel stressed out or just need a moment, a pause to feel some joy. So all I could suggest is give it a try during the day, and try it when you're wearing the mask, especially because nobody's going to see you doing it. I think some people feel a little kind of odd, just like smiling away. Like you can tell when somebody's fake smiling it and when they're really smiling and feeling joyful, but it's kind of like fake it till you make it. And if you're in the store and you're feeling frustrated or you're just like stressed out, just do that inner smile and see if it makes any sort of change for you. That's the only way we know something works, unless we try it. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you find those little snippets, those little moments of joy, because they add up. They accumulate. So it keeps your body at a more of a rest and digest, in a more calmer, tranquil mode of being. And after a while, your body's going to get used to that more than it will being stressed out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a feel-good day. Namaste.